Okay, I've chosen to do awesome websites, and they're museum and cultural venues, and they're hard to find very often. So my company is called The Cultured Web, and I'm working on an app. And why I love these websites is they're educational as well as just magnificent. So if you have some extra time, I'll give you a list. This was the first one I saw. It's called the Visual Thesaurus. When you type in a word, it spews out all these words and their connectivity as far as antonyms and synonyms and parts of speech. Great learning tool, and it could be multilingual as well. I have the French up there. This site is in the UK, so if you're traveling to the UK, you can indicate where you're going, and it will show you what's happening culturally. We need something like this in the States. When you're traveling, often I want to know what's going on, and you don't know what to look at, because there's so many things to look at. This site is wonderful for children. It's a Smithsonian site, hard to find. It's embedded in their site. And if you build the right environment for the pandas come out of their little cave. And the children love this one. And it's a good thing for grandparents to do with their grandchildren. This one is free rice. And for all the rice that you get in your bowl, it's donated to countries in third world countries. And they've expanded it. It started off with vocabulary, and you have all different levels. And on the side, it says change subjects. So they have some interesting subjects, and it is challenging. And here we have the Louvre in Paris, France. And this little man in the blue will show you around the Louvre. And again, it's very appropriate for children as well as for adults. It's amusing. And they've done a good job. And of course, it's in English. Here's a site in the UK, and you can learn physics through this site, but you don't know you're learning physics. It's a game, and there's a warm-up, and you have to hit the goalie with the ball, and they'll have tools, a fan, an electric device, and you have to and kids adapt to it pretty quickly, and it's fun. Here's a timeline from the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and if you want to know history through art, here it is. And they've digitized most of their collection. That was a big problem years ago. And now we see many of the museums putting all of their collections online, available for you to see. Another fun site by the Smithsonian. If you want to speak Spanish or sing Spanish songs or sing in English with Spanish music, this is a wonderful site to do that with. And it's easy, and the Smithsonian has done a good job there. This is one of my favorites. This is called Lost Art, and it's going to expire on the 2nd of July of this year. And it's artwork that has been destroyed, lost. They don't know where it is. So take a look at this site. It's by the TATE Museum, and I could give you a list of all these sites so you could find them more easily. My favorite person in the world when it comes to education as a mentor is Sir Ken Robinson. And the TED site has wonderful talks, inspiring, well done, and it's a plethora of all different subjects, and he's wonderful as well. He's coming out with a new book. Here's a site called Wolfram Alpha. Stephen Wolfram has been working on the site for over 30 years. And basically, I chose bacon because I read about this lady that lived to 105 eating lots of bacon. So I said, what's nutritional about bacon? But anything that's computational, you could put in that site, and it'll give you the results. This little museum in Manhattan on 17th Street, they do wonderful things. It's Himalayan art, but they had a night where they had an adult sleep-in, and the sleep-in was where you would record your dreams, and you'd pick where you want to sleep that was appropriate for the dream you'd like to have. I thought that was cool. And this one is the American Museum of Natural History, and this is for children, so they could sleep in the hall with the big, big whale, and they have open space, and they could go visit the rest of the museum, and they could go to the IMAX movie. It is pricey, but I think it's worth it. And this site is awesome from the standpoint, the National Archives, they have 10 billion records. And what the museums are trying to do is to have you interact with their collections. So here you could take pieces of their collection and you could create a poster or a movie. This site is mind-boggling. It's Google's art project, and even the Berkshire Museum is on this site. So you could peruse collections from museums around the world. You could get a close-up of things. You could actually see the lace on somebody's sleeve close up. MoMA is offering courses now, so we see museums moving in that direction as an educational resource. And you could be anywhere in the world and you could take this course. You could take a course from a curator, or you could take another type of online course. And this, I love this site. This is Ian McClellan, and he's showing you how to read Sir Richard III. And basically, it's animated, and as soon as you come to the screen, he said, don't just sit there, do something. And it's really wonderful. And my favorite, the Rijksmuseum just opened after being renovated for many, many, many years. And again, you could take pieces of their collection and create something from it. And as a finale, I wanted to have, they have a wonderful animated YouTube that was done by Christian, I called my Dutch friend for the pronunciation of his last word. He said, pronounce every single letter. Anyway, I have this link, and it's wonderful. He took 211 of pieces of their collection and made an animated film from it. It's wonderful and worthwhile seeing. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it.
Please welcome Michael Vincent Bushy.